Well, could you tell us just a little bit more then about what the stay alert actually means? And we'll forego the experience of the Welsh golf course. I mean, I went out for a walk yesterday. I'm usually quite an alert person, and I'm pretty certain I was staying alert. Is there anything in particular I should have done? And when the Prime Minister was asked what this meant, he said it's about exercising good old British common sense. Well, what does that mean? And are there people in Scotland whose common sense is more British than others?
Well, luckily, the British public are showing from the government data we have now over the last week, the focus groups, the British public are showing that they do have a lot of common sense because they completely understand what it means. It means exactly what the First Minister's been saying for the last few days, which is remain vigilant, stay alert, remain vigilant. Exactly the same message. You should you only go to work, and this is an English message, not a Scottish message I'm giving you now. You should only go to work if you can't work from home. You should apply all social distancing when you're at work. You should be working in a COVID-safe environment, obviously. You should continue to wash your hands and do all the other sensible things that we've suggested, but you should stay alert to the risks. It's as simple as that.
Lastly, for me, do you not agree, Secretary, that the government has made a pig's ear out of this new messaging? And looking at the scenes yesterday from London where we saw packed trains and packed buses, isn't this new messaging just putting at risk all the good work that the stay-at-home message has achieved?
Well, we deeply hope it isn't. We've asked today Sadiq Khan to put on many more tubes. I mean, we need a lot more trains running to deal with that problem, and we're tackling that issue today. But I hope we don't see a spike. We have to at some point make some baby steps. But I would make one point here, and it's a point that Scottish Government ministers have made as well. Although there's been a lot of noise in the media about this, the differences between the UK government and the Scottish government are absolutely minuscule. And that's an important point to make. And that point's been made not just by me, but also by John Swinney. And we want to pull out of this together. We want to work together. We want to cooperate together. And I believe we will. And I believe we will defeat this virus as one united kingdom.
And lastly, you said that you will be in your place for Scotland Office questions on Wednesday. What's your advice to the rest of us, Scottish members of Parliament, about travelling to London to be at that session? We understand that the UK government is going to end all the virtual proceedings next week with the expectation we should all just therefore then turn up to Parliament, as there will be no more remote voting. So if we're going to exercise our democratic right, we will have to turn up. Surely, as a Secretary for Scotland, you must have some particular view about this. And what risk do you think this presents to us and our staff?
Well, I don't think it is next week that it's going to end, but I'll be corrected on that if it's the case. But Chairman, I do agree with you. I don't think Scottish, or the nuance of what you're saying, I don't think Scottish members of Parliament should be going to Westminster next week. The Speaker wants to have ministers at the dispatch box. He can't conduct questions without a minister in the chamber for fear of failure in the virtual proceedings. But it's certainly the case that when Parliament does go back, it won't be 650 members crammed in together. It will be the 50 members only sitting in Parliament, social distancing being observed. I can't speak to the timing of that. That's a matter for the Speaker and others, the House authorities and the leader. But as to next week, I'm going to London because it's my duty. As you acknowledged on the radio this morning, as an MP, we're all key workers. So if I have to travel, I will travel. But I would rather, like you, to be staying in, as you say, Bonnie Perthshire. I'd rather be in Bonnie Galloway for the whole experience. And that's not possible because I have to be at the dispatch box.
Okay.